Hi, Lou Diamond Phillips. I'm Alive on South Beach.
Hi, I'm Dena+Stewart.
And I'm Stewart+Stewart.
And we're Alive on South Beach, a show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
The World Erotic Art Museum, which is located here on Miami Beach, had a special exhibit in their new gallery all about Josephine Baker. And I was always curious about it because she was an exceptional lady who did exceptional things. Now, most people might remember Josephine Baker as being a great entertainer, but she was a lot more than that, wasn't she?
Yes, she was a political activist.
And in what way?
She worked covertly for the French during World War II, and she took in all these children where she adopted, calling them the Rainbow Tribe, and she spoke out when it's deemed necessary, and she used her art form to push the boundary of human-to-human contact, interaction, and breaking down racial barriers and discrimination.
Well, you're an actor from Miami who went to New York,
yes,
and now you're coming back to Miami playing a similar kind of activist.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I am playing the role of J.K. in the Broadway musical called Fela, F-E-L-A, that portrays the life of Fela Kuti from Nigeria, who was a political activist through his music. He built and removed barriers and talked about equality and sharing the natural resources. And he created the sound we called Afrobeat.
Standing next to me is Michelle+Williams. Now, if you don't recognize that name, you're in for a big surprise because this lady is 1/3 of the group known as Destiny's Child. Is that right?
That is correct.
How did you get involved in the show?
I was called maybe sometime later this summer about touring in the show. I immediately said yes. I halted my recording process of my album that's coming out because Fela's is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for you to do.
Well, I have a question that I had for a long time. When your first album came out with Destiny's Child, or actually your third album, Survivor,
yeah,
and it went dynamite. It sold 10 million copies around the world. That was the time you decided to release a gospel album. Why did you pick that time?
Gospel music is my foundation, my first love, the root of what I do.
And which do you like better? Do you like Broadway or Destiny's Child or gospel?
I love all three. And I say this because I'm able to put all of my influences and all my experience onto the stage. Like with Fela, I mean, I can dance and sing at the same time. So I'm getting the best of all the worlds that I've been in.
Well, when you, at the Super Bowl, when you stepped out on the stage as part of Destiny's Child, was it different or was it just another performance with a really well-rehearsed group? Because you're a consummate performer, and you hit your marks and you're excellent. But was there something different about that particular set in front of 100 million people, or I don't even know how many?
I have to say for Destiny's Child, I wouldn't just say it was just another performance, but we just picked up where we left off. You know, and we've been blessed to do amazing venues. So we were well prepared. We were not shocked about how many people were going to be looking at the show. We weren't shocked about how many people were going to be in the stadium. Actually, we had fun, and we just looked at it as another opportunity that we're blessed to have.
Well, you have an amazing career. Beyonce has an amazing career, and Kelly has an amazing career. Will you ever be getting back together and do a tour again?
That is a great question, and when I have the answer, I'll let you know.
Well, I'm going to sit by my phone and wait.
Every year when Miami International Fashion Week comes to town, they bring with them a group of models, designers, manufacturers, and fashionistas. But even more than that, they bring along people who actually sell some of their garments. And I just wanted to mention Cubico. Stewart's shirt, yay! It's absolutely beautiful. The material is pure cotton, and Stewart looks good. So thank you, Cubico. Now back to Miami International Fashion Week.
Yeah, well, The main event took place at the convention center, and at the beach, which is about 5 blocks away, there was a satellite event called Funkshion. And before we even walked in the door, we met these two gentlemen. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm a nightlife restorer here in South Beach for over a decade. I'm one of the leading men. They actually call me the unofficial mayor of Miami when it comes to nightlife, fashion, and entertainment.
Fashion is my client. I represent him, and I take care of all of his finance. I'm the finance person. And as a matter of fact, Amos make me famous. I save people money, and I make them money. That's what I do.
And what do you expect to happen here tonight?
Oh man, Funkshion? For over the last decade, Funkshion has been one of the leading staples when it comes to providing good fashion designers and runway models. So it's always a great show, and I'm here to see what they have to bring next, baby. Bring it on! Woo!
And Funkshion hasn't even started yet.
And then we went back to the convention center and saw a different kind of show.
You're walking too fast. Oh, you're going to fall. Did you put the... Okay.
This is Heather Jones, and you're from Trinidad?
Yes, I am.
Well, how did you become a designer?
I was born a designer. I lived for this stuff. From the age of 7 years old, my mother was a seamstress, and I become very, very interested in what she was doing, and my creative energies just manifested itself.
I heard about you from somebody, so I know you're good.
Thank you.
What I found fascinating were the behind-the-scenes pin-ups, rehearsals, just trying to get it right in terms of how the clothes should fit, how the models should walk.
I never thought about that they rehearse the models in the clothes just in case they trip over something or something, they have a wardrobe malfunction.
Along with the other fashionistas who just walked around to see the show.
Well, that was an interesting thing, too, because most of these fashionistas were dressed to the nines. They put on their most expensive designer, high-end clothes just to parade like a peacock and be part of what was going on. Are you part of the show here?
No, I'm just a big supporter of Miami Fashion Week. Yeah.
And this is a great way to support it.
Yes, I'm wearing one of my buddy's outfits from Baltimore, Maryland called E. Bannister Couture.
And are you from Miami?
No, I'm actually from D.C.
And what brought you down here? Just the Fashion Week?
That I'm also performing for Ultra Music Fest.
And if somebody wanted to hear your music, do you have a website?
Yes, it's www.septimiusthegreat.com, which is SEPTIMIUS, The Great, THEGRETA.com.
This is Alexander Michaels, and we're here at the Miami International Fashion Week, and we're looking at the models. But he's looking at the models a little differently because he's making a movie.
Yes.
So I'm sure you're saying, well, this one for this scene, this one for that scene.
Exactly.
What kind of movie are you making?
Well, the movie is called In the Mode. It's a movie about the fashion and lifestyle industry. We're shooting scenes in London, Paris, Milan, and obviously Miami as well, New York and LA. And it's a movie that covers all the aspects of the lifestyle industry, high-end lifestyle industry, and also what actually happens in the fashion industry. Okay, so obviously we follow some models, follow basically how they succeed. We have Athena here. She's the wife of Edward+Olmos, the conductor for the Miami Symphony Orchestra. She's our lead actress. So we have a lot of beautiful, obviously, models.
So are you doing it like a documentary, or are you doing a theatrical film?
It's a full-length feature film, and it's going to be in theaters later on this year.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
In this film, would there be a part for a small guy with a handlebar mustache and interesting glasses?
Yeah, providing he wears a blue shirt. Yeah, okay, so... see, you're wearing a blue shirt today.
You see that?
What a coincidence.
This next piece is about a hobby that's very expensive to participate in, and the people that do are obsessed with being a collector. And the problem is what they collect is illegal, and they can't keep it in the light, so it's always hidden in the dark. I understand that butterflies is a form of an art collection.
Butterflies, the endangered, the beautiful big, what they call bird wings, are considered art by many people, by many collectors that want to frame it, want to hang it up, and a lot of what they desire and a lot of what they pay big bucks for is illegal and endangered and can cost $10,000 a pair. Some of it is up to $45,000. So
but doesn't it decay after a while?
Well, that's the trick. First of all, you don't want anybody to know you have it because it's illegal. And you have these precious things that you want because nobody else can have. You have to put them in drawers because when the light hits it, it can fade these gorgeous colors. So you have to keep them very well preserved and hidden away. It's an interesting collection to have, and the people who collect it are absolutely obsessed.
And I bet you there's a lot of money involved in terms of catching these butterflies and delivering them to the people who are obsessed with them.
It is big money. First of all, the illegal wildlife trade will run anywhere from $10 to $15 billion a year.
Wow.
And within that framework is the illegal butterfly trade that I have heard is worth about $200 million a year, the illegal trade.
Wow.
And that's what we know about, which means it's that tip of the iceberg.
So is there any government agencies that are trying to capture these people or stop them?
Sure, it's the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and that's what my book, Winged+Obsession, is about. It's about the world's most notorious butterfly smuggler, a Japanese national by the name of Yoshi Kojima, who was able to get butterflies that even museums can't get, nobody can get. He was able to get these gorgeous specimens. And it's a story about how one fish and wildlife agent, law enforcement agent, put together an undercover operation, a sting operation, 3 years to catch this guy.
And they got him?
They got him.
Good.
He went to prison. He was deported from the U.S. He's back in Japan, back in business. And I went and tracked him down. He refused to talk to any reporters. I went and tracked him down in Japan and went undercover and became his new best friend to where he wanted me to go into the illegal trade with him.
Did you do it?
Did I? My husband said, "What, are you crazy? You didn't do it? You could have made some money." No, I didn't do it, but I was able to write the book.
On South Beach, red carpet events occur all the time. And if you don't make the event, you can always see it on one of the local programs. We went to a red carpet event for the filming of Filly+Brown, a new movie that just came out. And let me take you behind the curtain and explain. They invite the press to come, but you have to come at least an hour earlier so that you can get your little piece of territory so that you'll have a clear view of the celebrities as they walk the red carpet. The problem is the celebrities don't show up for over an hour or two, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you get silly. And you don't know what to do with your time, so you start talking to the person next to you.
Who do you work for?
I work for Clear+Channel. I'm actually on 3 of their radio stations.
And what are you doing here tonight?
Well, tonight we're at the premiere of Filly+Brown, breakthrough movie for Gina Rodriguez. She's an up-and-coming Latina actress who we've seen in different, TV shows. We just don't know it's her yet. She's been on Law and Order. She's been on Army Wives, 10 Things I Hate About You, a bunch of stuff. And, so we're here to see her. Also, Edward James Olmos is part of the show and in the show, and Lou Diamond Phillips.
And how did you get into this business?
Into radio?
Yeah.
Well, by accident, I was doing voiceovers, and a friend of mine heard my voice and said, "You know what? Females do appreciate your voice. Why don't you get on the air?" Because when it comes to radio, if women, and you're a female, and women don't like your voice, they don't appreciate your voice, you have no job, honey, because women have to appreciate you.
Well, you've got a quality that a lot of females don't have. Your voice doesn't squeak.
Well, piss me off.
Finally, the celebrities showed up, and Edward James Olmos, among them, was asked a question about the celebration. Sadly, Jenni Rivera, who starred in the movie Filly+Brown, had passed away in a horrible accident just a month or so before.
This is probably the hardest line I've had to go through in a long time. Emotionally, I'm completely drained. This is supposed to be a celebration, and it is. But it's become a very difficult emotional experience.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode.
You mean there isn't any more?
That's it for now.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want to see more, you're going to have to wait for our next episode.
In the meantime, I'm Dena+Stewart.
And I'm Stewart+Stewart.
And we're at the cafe at Books and Books on Lincoln Road.
And we're alive on South Beach for
Syndicated.News.net.